Glennis Grace, I Will Always Love You. First time reaction coming up in 30 seconds. Hey. Hey, boy, oh boy. So we're going to do another Glennis Grace. I did one already. I think it was called Run to You. And many of you wanted to hear some more Glennis Grace. And you know what? I do too. I loved Glennis Grace. I didn't know much about her because she was in Europe, I guess in Holland. This one happened that has Candy Dulfer on it. But you know what? I want to try something also a little bit different real quick. I'm going to tell you a quick joke. There were these two guys that are walking out of a church with a casket, okay? And they're walking down this steep set of stairs, and it's a little rough, and one of the other guys loses his grip, and it goes falling, then it slams down the stairs, and it hops through some bushes, hops a curb, goes right through, slams through the doors of a pharmacy, goes right down the aisle, hits the counter, and it pops open, and this guy pops out and it says, "Excuse me, but do you have anything to stop this coughing?" Anyway, so let's get right to the music, shall we? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please. That would be wonderful. And if you get a second and you want to check out some of my merchandise, I just started a store. And it's really cool, actually. Some of the stuff is nice. So anyway, check it out. Let's get to Glennis Grace, shall we? Boom.
Should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go, but I know that I'll think of you every step of the way.
You know, I think it's great that people were quiet and listening for the most part. They were, if they were making any noise, it was they were involved and they were, you know, in the moment with what's going on. It wasn't like they were talking about what they did that day and they were chatting. You know, I hate when that happens, honestly. Don't do that if you're at a concert. Zip it and clamp it and just listen. Okay, here we go. Mm.
Will always love you. You, my darling, you. Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me, so goodbye, but please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I got to chime in because I'm a sax player too, and I have been in that position many times where I've been on stage and I'm backing up a singer and I'm waiting, you know, for my solo to come. You know, that's the role I play, or, you know, other, you know, horn arrangements, if you will. But a lot of the time, you know, you're just kind of waiting until you get your solo. And I got to say, you know, I was putting myself in her position for a moment thinking, okay, what would I play behind that? Would I pay homage to the original sax player, who I don't remember who it is? I want to say Kirk Whalum, but I'm not sure. Whoever it was, the original sax solo was actually a tenor saxophone. Candy's playing an alto. And then so here she steps out and she plays, and she's, she actually paid a little tribute to the original. She put a little bit of an embellishment and her own personal touch on it a little bit. But I have to say, I was really impressed with Candy Dulfer. She's got a nice little sound. And she looks like she's working out a little bit, too. Look at those legs. Hello. Certainly is not going to help your sax playing, but it does help you have a good foundation. But I'm sure you'd rather look at her play the sax than look at me play the sax, because you don't want to see my legs. No. But she did a great job, and she did a nice job. She's got a nice sound, a little raspiness to the tone, that little bluesy thing that she does, and I liked it. It was very tasteful. Women, girl power, baby, girl power. Woo.
I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of. But above all this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love
Ooh, excuse me. Wow.
Whitney will love you. Oh, I will always love you.
Wow, Glennis Grace, huh? Wow, pipes, serious pipes. And she really kind of didn't stray too far away from the whole original melody, which is nice. I like that. I'm a composer myself, okay? When I write music, if I'm playing with some incredible musicians and they want to deviate from the melody, but most of the time, believe it or not, the guys that I play with, they kind of stick with the melody as written for the most part, and they maybe just, dress it up a little bit, but don't deviate too much. Because, listen, you also want to pay respect to the composer. And in this case, what can I say? She's playing for an audience. She knows her audience. She knows what they want to hear. She's not going to go over there and reinvent the wheel. And not that this particular wheel needed to be reinvented. That song is actually, it's so interesting. When whoever wrote that song, I could probably I'll bet you $1 that they didn't know that it was going to actually come out that way, because depending on whose hands you're giving it to be a custodian of it, a lot of the time those people who write those songs, they're not even singers. They're they're composers, they're instrumentalists, whatever. And then somebody like Whitney Houston or Glennis Grace gets a hold of it, and bam, takes on a life of its own. And that song certainly took on a life of its own. It just seems that now, wouldn't it be interesting to also hear somebody actually turn that song up, inside out and upside down? That would be interesting too. And I bet you some people have already done that. Do you know anybody that's done that? Should I react to it? What do you think? Hey, listen, I enjoyed that very much. I hope that you did too. If you'd like for me to react to more Glennis Grace, those of you, and by the way, if you're a big fan of Glennis Grace, if one is a fan of Glennis Grace, what are you? Are you a Gracie? What are you? Is there a name for it? Because because I think that I would like to be one. If there is such a club, if I can please apply to join, I would like to do that, please. Hey, look, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And you take it easy. And if it's real easy, take it twice.